Welcome to RuralVacantLand.com. This is Luke Smith, and today I'd like to tell you about a property I've got up for sale in Pima County, Arizona. This is 1¼ acre property. It's like a neighborhood kind of set up in the area with little streets. Someone bulldozed out all over the place to set up this neighborhood, and then the neighborhood never really got built. So you get the place to yourself. It's just vacant, which I think makes it the best. You just live on a little piece of property and enjoy the wilderness of everyone else's property around you without paying tax on them. The tax on this property I was just looking at, it was $41.94 last year, so like $42. Let's get into it. If you want to buy this thing, feel free to go out there, take a look at it, sit there, look at the stars at night, listen to the sounds, listen to the bugs and the birds and everything else, and the lack of any people in the area, and make sure this is the right property for you. To get there, there's GPS coordinates in the listing. If you're watching the video somewhere, there's a link in the description below to get to this listing. I'm going to open this map up and we can look at it on the map. So here we are. Here's the center of the property. Here's a little street that goes up there. There's a street on one side of the property and a street on the other. It doesn't look like they finished the one on the other, but it got bulldozed out back in the day when someone wanted to build out this neighborhood. So you got this property going up, and then there's a wash on the back side of the property. So that'd probably be a good area to do some water catchment. There's videos about doing water catchment stuff on my website, the frequently asked questions part of my website, RuralVacantLand.com. There's a bunch of books about it. There's a guy in Tucson. If you bear with me a sec, I'll grab that book. I should have pulled it up. Here we go. It's called there's a great book called Rainwater Harvesting for Drylands and Beyond. It's by Brad Lancaster, and his home is in Tucson. Let's zoom out a little bit. I'll show you where his home is, or where he lives, and where this property is, and I'll tie the story back together. Here's San Diego, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Tucson, El Paso, Albuquerque. So Tucson is where the guy that wrote this book lives, and he lives off of rainwater in a lot in the city, just smaller than this lot, and he does it, and he shows you how, and he talks to you about all the different techniques, and one of the techniques is harvesting rainwater from the area. This area that this property is in is got a wash through it, so you could use a pump to get water out of that area. You could build a bone is what I would guess. That's what I would try to do. Pluck rocks from the area and put them inside a wire cage, and that would slow the water down, make a little area that you could pump water out of and fill your tanks. You could use the water in the tanks year round for drinking and bathing and building sweet gardens on your property to grow all your own food. And I think you got enough property to do that. And there's a bunch of videos about how to do that on my website. So that's why I believe in a property like this. It takes some go get it and go do it kind of attitude from the right person to pull it off, and you could get the whole area to yourself. So let's look at Pima County. I pulled up Pima County in the market. Pima County, Arizona. I didn't do anything about property sizes. 1¼ acre. I just left it open. So you got these weird ones that don't really count at the beginning. Payment plan. This is the first one that's a real price, 1 acre for $2,900. So that's probably the most comparable. I think this is a lot in the same neighborhood. I'm not 100% sure. There's two of them, $2,900 each, 1 acre, 1.06 acre. I think they're next to each other. They want $5,000 for the two of them. So I'm asking $24.99, and I got 1¼ acre. And mine's set up for water catchment. I don't know if those are or not. You can drive right up to it. You can set up solar for your power, and there you go. There's this might be the same neighborhood, $3,500 for 1.08 acres, but I got one of the bigger lots in the area, and then the prices go up from there. So I think I got the cheapest land in Pima County at $24.99, $2,499 for bigger acreage than this one, and lower price. So let's go look at the lot lines of this thing. It's got this little street that comes up this way, cuts the corner, and it comes up this way. So you got a cul-de-sac theoretically, the whole southern border of the property looks like it's covered by access, and then the access goes out to uh, Diablo Road, and you probably got to use a four-wheel drive to get in and out of here, until you work on it a little bit. So you drive a bunch of these routes, see what the most logical in and out is. Get back to one of these main roads and out. Maybe you got to mess around with some filling in some potholes or cutting some bushes and stuff, because nobody's out here using these roads. They're yours, and I don't think that anyone's actually taking care of them either. So that's where we're at. North, you got more people filling in the neighborhoods. Probably got power lines and water and stuff up there. Those guys aren't so creative. They just want to hook into city water, city stuff. I'm looking for somebody who's more creative, that wants to do it on their own and not live right up next to their neighbor like these people. So that's the property. I was looking at it on the map and I say, man, that's close to Puerto Penasco. So if we zoom out here, I'll show you where we're at. This is a place, I'm going off on a tangent. Sorry if you can just hang up now and go watch the next video, but if you're interested, I would really like to go visit this place someday. See, I've spent a lot of time down this coast, and the beaches and the islands and stuff. And there's a good boat launch here, Portecitos. There's some islands south of here that nobody ever goes to. Las Muertos, like the dead islands. But underwater, they're alive. There's all kinds of fish. Great life fishing, hunting, spearfishing stuff down there. Beautiful water, warm. Puerto Penasco is where people from like Phoenix area go. So if you're here, you could hit one of these roads, go through the Indian reservation, drop down to Puerto Penasco. I don't think you're very far from there at all. Let's see what Google says. Let's see if I can spell. Three and a half hours? I didn't think it'd be that long. They're just measuring these roads at retarded speeds or something. But even if it did take that long, it's a weekend trip. You can go down here to Puerto Penasco, Mexico, and take a look at this. You just put Puerto Penasco into Google and you get pictures of all these resorts that are down here. I mean, my kids would love to play on this kind of stuff. The Mexican pools are always awesome because you don't have the liability junk that the U.S. has. Maybe not as safe, but boy are they a lot of fun. So here's some beaches. Here's the resorts that are there, and it's just a great place to go play in the sun. You look at this water, just beautiful, gorgeous water. Fun, warm, nice place to go. Look at that. There's pools for adults and for kids, and just 3.5 hours away. I think you can go faster than that, but 3.5 hours by Google's numbers. And not very far away at all. North of there, here's the zip lines. That's some serious zip lines. Sailing, boating, it's just a fun place to go. So, back to this property, where we're at. There's Puerto Penasco, here's the property. There's all kinds of nature stuff all over the area to explore. Tucson's got supplies. I should have put Tucson in here more than Puerto Penasco. See, Tucson Walmart. Walmart's on the other side of town. Let's see. Tucson Home Depot. That's middle town. Saying it's an hour. Wonder if these streets, they're measuring like really slow travel on these streets out here. I think is what's going on. It's 37 miles. It's an hour. Come on. But okay, so there's your Home Depot. There's your supplies to go build your house and go make it happen. If you're interested in this property, please go take a look at it. Let me know what you think of it, and buy the thing. There's a buy it now button on the website. Link below. Click, enter your information, put your credit card or debit card in there, and purchase the property, and I'll do all the paperwork to get it into your name. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com.